Bitcoin is sitting in a high-stakes liquidation zone with hundreds of millions of dollars right on the edge. In this explainer, we're going to break down exactly where those battle lines are drawn.
$70 million. Now, that's not just a random number. That is the exact volume of leveraged Bitcoin shorts that are set to be wiped out at just one single price level. For anyone bullish, that number isn't a risk, it's a target.
See, a huge concentration of capital like this, it acts like a powerful magnet for price. The market has a funny way of gravitating toward these zones, and if it breaks through, you get a liquidation cascade. That means extreme, explosive volatility.
But here's the catch, and this is what makes the current situation so tense. It's not just one magnet. There are massive liquidity pools trapped on both sides of the current price. It's a tug of war, and the big question is, which side is going to snap first?
Now, all the data we're looking at today comes straight from the source, Binance's BTC/USDT perpetual futures market. This gives us a crystal clear window into leveraged sentiment. If you find this kind of direct data valuable, go ahead and drop a like and share.
All right, first up, let's talk about the main event, the upside price magnets. We're basically going on a hunt for a potential short squeeze, and we're tracking the liquidity that's sitting just above us. The very first key battleground we need to watch is right around the $92,500 level. Think of this as the first line of defense for the bears.
You can see it right here on the heat map. That bright band represents a big chunk of short liquidations. If the price can just push through that level, the forced buying from those liquidations could act like rocket fuel.
But let's say we clear that first hurdle. Well, then the main objective for the bulls comes into focus, and it is a giant wall of liquidity right at $94,000.
And this is it, that brightest yellow band. That's the $70 million cluster we talked about at the start. It is, without a doubt, the single biggest magnet pulling the price higher. A clean break above this would be absolutely explosive. For more data-driven insights just like this, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Okay, but it's not quite that simple. Now we have to look at the other side of the coin, the contradiction. Let's dive into the danger zone for the longs, where major liquidity pools are waiting just below the current price.
Looking below the current price, you can see these bright bands popping up again. We have clusters of long liquidations stacking up around 90,500 and 89,500. These are all the leveraged longs who are in serious trouble if the price decides to break down instead of up. We post real-time charts like this all the time, so be sure to follow us on Twitter for more updates.
So this is the battlefield laid bare. On one side, you've got that massive $70 million short magnet at 94K. On the other, you've got these significant pools of longs providing support. The market is just coiled up like a spring, stuck right between these two opposing forces.
This brings us to the outlier, the single most critical price level on the entire map. We're going to pinpoint the final boss, the one level that could trigger the entire next cascade.
So out of all this data, where is the one spot, the single point of greatest pressure that could set off a massive market-moving chain reaction? It's right here. It's always been that $70 million cluster sitting between 93 and 94,000. This is the ultimate prize because it's the largest single pool on the map. Clearing it wouldn't just be about liquidating positions. It could trigger a major breakout as shorts scramble to cover their positions.
Okay, time to synthesize all of this. Let's pull these data points together into a clear, strategic map of what to watch for. And hey, if this breakdown's given you some clarity, do me a favor and drop a like to help the channel out.
So here's the bottom line. The major resistance, the final boss, is that $70 million wall up at 94K. The first hurdle to get there is 92.5. Now to the downside, you've got immediate support at 90,500, and the last line of critical support is down at 89.5. The market is literally trapped between these levels.
And that leaves us with the $1 million, or in this case, $70 million question. With all this capital trapped and pressure building, which way is it going to break? Which of these liquidation pools will be hunted first? The answer is going to define Bitcoin's next major move. Subscribe and drop a like below. Follow us on X for more updates. See you in the next one.